These 4 items cost over £12. That's how I knew they weren't lying when they said Iceland is expensive. So anyhow, on my last post about Iceland, I said how I woke up one morning and booked my flight and was going to figure the rest out later. And here I am figuring the rest out. So this is me reading my book on the way to Reykjavík from the airport. I landed at Keflavik airport, so I've now just got to the bus terminal. That was about a 45-minute drive from the airport, and my accommodation was in Hammenberg. So this is me again on the bus to Hammenberg, enjoying the views of the bus. And here I am off the bus now, walking to my accommodation. This was literally about a 5-minute walk from the bus stop to my accommodation. So that was like the first crossing that I'd done, and then this is the second crossing, and you can see my accommodation is literally up there. So as I said, it was about a 5-minute walk from my accommodation. Another good thing about the location of this apartment was it was only 5 minutes away from the Sky Lagoon. So that was kept as one of the last excursions I was going to be doing on this trip. So this is me now arriving at the apartment, and I believe I booked this on booking.com. I booked it quite last minute, maybe like 2 weeks before my flight for this trip. And it was about £500, I believe. So it was sort of like budget friendly. I think I really initially wanted to stay in a hotel, but because I left it so last minute, the hotels were saying mad prices. So this was gonna do basically. So this is the views of the apartment from the balcony, and this is the apartment itself. You can see the bed and the sofas, TV. I mean, for £500, I don't think it was too shabby. The only thing I would say is that the water from the bathroom did smell of sulfur, but that's just something part and parcel of being in Iceland. The water, because of the landscape of the climate and the volcanic geographicness of the whole place, it does just, the water does smell. But yeah, so these are the utensils that you can see that was available to me in the apartment, so I could cook if I wanted to, which was something I tried to make sure. So you can see the bathroom is not too great because obviously you can see the tiles got all chip paintings and stuff, but as I said, I just needed somewhere to put my head down because I had lots of excursions booked and it was sort of left last minute. And as I said, I woke up one morning and booked a flight to Iceland, and I was figuring the rest out, and this was me figuring the rest out. So I think I'm just going back on this balcony now and then just showing you just some views. So yeah, that's some views. I'm not sure if that was a sea, but I think it was. And then across from me, that's the supermarket, and then there's some shops. So that's the Kronan, that's the supermarket, and that's where I went to go and get some food for my little breakfasts in the morning. And I was just pointing to you where the bus stop was, where I got off initially from the airport, so just to show you it wasn't that far at all. So now I'm going into the supermarket that I was pointing to from across the road, and this is when I got the shock of my life. The 4 items that I videoed at the beginning was over £12 in this supermarket, and yeah, that was the only thing I got. That was my breakfast, and I was not getting anything else. I was out of there. Now, it was probably at this point that I got told that the main reason why I was even in Iceland got cancelled. The Northern Lights excursion was cancelled due to the weather. I was so annoyed. Even though it got rescheduled, I was annoyed. I was only there for a few days, so I was on a time limit of how long I'll be able to see the lights for. Anyway, we kept it moving, and I made my way into central Reykjavík, and this is the Rainbow Road. It was cool, the colours, but as you can see, it's got a lot of tyre marks and it's not necessarily clean, so it was a bit of an underwhelm, but it was cool to go there. And then I went for dinner, and this is when I got the second shock of my life in one day. I don't know why I took so long pouring this Coke in this glass and even filming it, but maybe because it cost me so much money, because this whole meal that I got, so I got this Coke and I got 4 lamb chops with some almonds and whatever else they like to season their lamb with, and some potatoes, and that whole meal cost me £60. £60. The lamb chops itself were £40. So you know someone yam after them lamb chops. So yeah, that was a lot of money. And I just walked off all that money I spent, and went and viewed their church. Now, this church architecture was amazing, and especially it lit up at night. So yeah, that was day 1 in Iceland. Follow me for day 2.